If you wanted to become rich in this life, then you have to start from first principles. In other words, you have to abandon the current situation you're in and you have to start over from scratch. Because if you currently have a job, then most people will try to become rich or make more money from the current situation, from their current job. But if you have a job, it means that you're working for somebody else. You've been, quote unquote, wasting your time working so hard to get somebody else richer. So you're on the wrong path. So if you want to become rich, if you want financial freedom, then you have to start from a blank sheet of paper. This is what we call the first principles approach. So, for example, if you believe that becoming rich or making more money, you have to serve a great number of people, then that's a good first principle, right? If you serve just one employer who is your boss or whoever is paying you at work, then you're going to make a certain amount of money. But what if you had a second employer? What if you had a third client? They're not employers anymore because you're not working for them full time. But what if you have three clients instead of just one client? What if you have 100 clients? What if you have 1,000 clients? So, for example, in my case, I used to be a contract teacher at a college, and I was charging $80 an hour. But the problem is that I only had like maybe 20 or maximum 30 students per semester. But even that number doesn't matter because ultimately they're students. The person or the entity that is paying me is the college, and they just pay me $80 an hour, which is fine. But what if I wanted to make like 1,000 times more, like $80,000 an hour? That is possible, but once again, it means I have to follow the first principle we just discussed, which is you gotta serve more people. And the only way to serve more people is to create a product that can be shipped, manufactured, and shipped to thousands of people. So no, principle number one, you got to serve more people. You got to serve thousands of people if you want to become rich. Principle number two, which follows from principle number one, is that you got to create a product. If you're currently launching a business but you're offering a service, again, you're on the wrong path. But at least it's a better path than being an employee, because when you're an employee, you can only serve one client. When you're a freelancer or you have a service business, then you can serve many clients. So you have more freedom and you probably can charge more. But according to principle number two, you can't become rich if you're offering a service. So you got to take these things seriously. Like if you argue with me and you're saying that no, I can offer a service and I can become rich, then you should re-examine your logic. Because if you had the choice between selling a product versus selling a service, it's obvious to everyone that it's better for you to sell a product because it's infinitely scalable, right? You can mass produce that product. You can, sell a license to manufacturers so that they create that product, and then you can sell that product. You don't even have to personally sell that product. You can hire digital marketers who will sell that product for you. So that's principle number two: sell a product. Principle number three could be something like automate, right? Automate the product manufacturing process or automate the marketing process. So far, I've just explained to you three very basic first principles for becoming rich. Principle number one, you have to serve thousands of people and not just one employer. Principle number two, you have to create and sell products, not services. And principle number three, you have to automate the process of manufacturing or marketing your products. There will be more principles that I can discuss in future videos, but for now, if you can think about and discuss those three first principles, then you're going to be so ahead of other people, because most people are serving only one employer. So they're failing in principle number one, or they're offering a service. So they're failing when it comes to first principle number two, and they're not automating their work procedures, their work methods, their workflows, and therefore they are failing at first principle number three. So you can see, obviously, you can see clearly why most people don't become rich. They are not on the right path. Their employees working so hard and stretching themselves to enrich somebody else, and that's the wrong path. You have to really see that it is the wrong path, and then you will, embark on the right path, and you can, start the journey of becoming rich